To manage my type 1 diabetes, I flick between having my insulin pump and multiple daily injections. I decided to put my pump back on because I have been doing jabs for the last couple of weeks. Just because sometimes I do find it a bit easier. My control is definitely a lot better when I'm on the pump, but it does sometimes then mean it's a bit easier to slip into a hyper. And I've been trying to increase my exercise a bit, so in my head I thought the pens would be a bit better, but it turns out I've just been having a lot more hypos anyway. So I'm putting my pump back on. I think I mostly prefer having the pump on. Just sometimes when I've got to do a site change when it's inconvenient, then it puts me off, so it's easier to then just flick back to using the pens. I always have a pen on me for an emergency. Today I'm going into London for an event with my management at YouTube. So I thought now would be quite a good time to ask you guys what you want to see more of, what kind of longer form content you want. I did start a series called Chronically Frank on my YouTube, although there's only one episode. I've done a little vlog going to my hospital appointment and just talking about like a day in my life. But there's so much information that I have that I feel like I can't always squeeze into like a little TikTok or reel. People ask about how I carb count and how I do juicing as a type 1 diabetic, kind of what I eat in a day, how I exercise. Anything that you want to see or any questions that you have, please let me know. When I first started posting content, my main goal was to be able to like be relatable and help people with chronic conditions. I really feel like there's not enough people talking about it, or not enough people talking about it in day-to-day life. You either get people that are like solely just about health, and sometimes I feel like they can be a bit unrealistic. I definitely consider myself as a wannabe wellness girl or a wannabe gym girl, but like I'm like somewhere in the middle. Like I do obviously want to be the best version of myself and feel my best, but sometimes you're just tired and sometimes you just don't have it in you. Sometimes you just want a nice juicy burger. So I've been type 1 diabetic since I was 10 years old, so for the last nearly 22 years. So I've been through a lot. Over the years, you get so much advice from so many different people. It can be difficult because every single person will manage it in a different way. I think I actually got social media till I was maybe like 18, and there was nobody really on there talking about chronic conditions, talking about the diabetes. I also have something called premature ovarian insufficiency. I went through the menopause when I was 50. Because of poor control of my type 1 diabetes, I also have chronic kidney disease, which actually is now pretty well controlled, and I've been discharged from the renal clinic. I also have underactive thyroid, and then a load of other things from that, which kind of all links into like high blood pressure, osteopenia, retinopathy. I had things like fatty liver disease. I tell you, I have come a long way, because if you would have told me 5-6 years ago that I'd be at this point where I actually really care about my health, I managed to mostly get control of my health and my type 1 diabetes, I honestly wouldn't believe you. I have already posted some content over there, and obviously if you're not already, please go and subscribe. And if you want a sneaky little peek of what Sean looks like, he is on the New York vlog. But like sometimes having type 1 diabetes or chronic illnesses, it can be quite lonely. If you have any questions or any ideas of what you want me to create, then please let me know, and I'll be posting episode 2 of Chronically Frank very soon.